My name is Lexi, and welcome to Lexi's Library. I just finished reading Make Your Move by Callie Mae. This book was released October 22nd, 2024. I recommend reading the book if you enjoy single moms, hockey romance, he falls first, roommates to lovers, and second chance in love type of trope. This is the first book of the Astro Archers. The second is Make Your Play, the third is Make Your Save, and the fourth is Make Your Change, which was released June 27, 2025. You may know her from the Astro Archers Hockey or Orchard City book, which I plan on reading both those series then giving book reviews on what I think of the book. Also, the age group is 18 and up, and the reason being is because of the scenes. But otherwise, if there was no other scenes, then I would consider it to be 16 and older. I think the book cover really sums up the back of the book. It has Nova holding her daughter, Posey, and then the guy, Lincoln, she likes, behind the window with the hockey equipment, which I think is very detailed in a cover. Nova and Lincoln end up having a moment where they kiss just as he's about to go on the road and play hockey for the first time. Nova dives into her career and begins to have a relationship with the guy in order to forget Lincoln, but it ends up with her becoming a single mom. 10 years later, he shows up and is traded to play with his best friend's team, Nash, which is Nova's brother. He ends up moving in with Nash, Posey, and Nova. Nova tries her best to resist her old feelings that have resurfaced in the past. And Lincoln does not do long committed relationships. The only thing that he can commit to is a hockey team. He keeps trying to prove to her that he is not like her ex who left and signed his rights over, that he is a changed man than who he was 10 years ago when they had that kiss just as he was about to be traded to play hockey for another team. Eventually they stop resisting the urge to fall and just let it happen. But they kept it on the down low so they didn't have to tell Nash just quite yet, just in case their relationship fell through. I thought this book was going to be like all the other sports romance that I have read, but it was different. Instead of the girl falling first, it was the guy, and also had the point of view of each other, which not many sports romance have. I really liked that they had each other's point of view, so throughout the book, they had Nova and Lincoln's perspectives, and so you really get to see how they are feeling the entire time, and who really does fall first. I do quite enjoy it when authors switch the narratives in the books between the guy and the girl, or the girl and the guy, whatever, all the same, which I have been seeing a lot of authors do recently. My favorite character is Posey because of how cute she was throughout the book, and she gave me tons of laughs. Also, I love Posey's name for Lincoln, since she just can't say Lincoln, so her name for him is Winky, which is so adorable and cute. The only character that I didn't like was barely in the book, which was Posey's father, who just signed over the rights like Posey was nothing. And to make matters worse, when we meet his character, he now has a kid and wife. I'm hoping that means that he had learned his lesson, but if that was the case, maybe he should have reached out to Nova about Posey, which makes me doubt that he really did change as a person. Nova doesn't really want to fall because it's her brother's best friend and she tries to avoid him, but he's always there to help whenever Nova is having trouble with her. At first, Lincoln was scared of Posey since he didn't know the first thing about kids. My favorite part of the book is when Posey is having a major breakdown and Nova doesn't know how to handle it, so she starts crying as well. And in walks Lincoln, who tells her to go somewhere without Posey, and he will deal with her. So she got a few hours to herself, which she didn't know what to do, because that had been the first time in a long time. So another thing I enjoy is the name that Nova was given because Nova's mother likes space. But something that bothers me about the book is the fact that Posey's father had given up his rights just for him to leave and have another family. Like, that's an asshole move, in my opinion. And maybe later on he'll regret it, not knowing his kid and signing his rights away. I really enjoy how Lincoln didn't have to step up to be a father, but he did anyways. And he seems like he is a great father. I do like how supportive all the teammates are, especially with the people who have kids. Honestly, I think a book about Mia, I believe is her name, would be super cool. And if not Mia, then Roman's sister would be a good storyline. There could be other characters that could be explored, but she is still writing the series. I also would love to have seen them got married or have another kid, but I like thinking they had a happy ending rather than they're just engaged, because it makes the readers think, whatever happened between them? Maybe I'll mention them in the series as it continues on, but we will see. Although I did think the way Lincoln proposed was super romantic, which you'll have to read to find out how he proposed. I wish it talked more about their wedding and how he adopted Posey, but that could be a potential. It doesn't say if they had a wedding, if he adopted Posey. I think overall it was a fairly good book. I would say that it's underhyped because I only found it since I like sports romance and it was on my recommendations for books. So I thought, why not give it a try? I think the book does accurately represent the story because it's a good storyline. Since Posey is there, which makes it even cuter, it also shows the difficulty of being a parent. I read the second book already, which was a lot quicker to read. And honestly, I would rate this an 8 out of 10 because it had its moments, but I'd probably end up reading it again, but that would just be in a few years, or unless she continued to make the series and it was like in 2027 and I forgot all about it. Or if the books were being made into a movie or a TV show, I think that'd be really cool. I think the main thing was that I wanted to read more about Lincoln and Nova's journey, especially with Posey. But anyways, what did y'all think of the book if you've read it? Was there anything that was important that I missed or should have included? If you have any book recommendations, and it could be any book that you want me to read, let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. Bye, guys!